You know, as we continue to go through and we continue to live and survive in this world and try to provide for our families and try to prepare to make our lives better and to prepare for what's coming, you hear a lot of things. You hear a lot of folks talk. You hear a lot of folks talk about how much training they have and how much tactical gear they have and how ready they actually are versus anybody else. And I sit back and I wonder, you know, the warfare that's coming is not going to be the redcoats lining up in an open field against the bluecoats. Swapping musket fire, reloading, swapping musket fire, fixing bayonets, and then charging. Now, if it was that kind of warfare, fine with me. But that's not the way this thing's going to go. There will be some pretty good scuffles throughout the country when that event actually breaks loose. But some folks still got it in their minds that unless you have the proper gear, unless you have the proper 4 years of training, I reckon, and unless you have the proper weapon, vest, boots, stuff like that, that you don't stand a chance. And that if you don't carry an AR or an AK, you don't have a chance in this warfare. For all the folks out there who is like me, who was raised up in a different way, who was raised up to be able to go to the woods, kill your game, to be able to be silent, stalk your prey, who was raised up in the outdoors. I think you're going to like this video. Because today, I'm going to shine a little light on the subject of hunters and war. Because I'm getting a kick out of all the crap out there about, I guess these guys are just got something they feel inside of them to put people down that may have not have lived the same life they have. So they think if you don't have the proper stuff that you're basically no good and you're not going to make it, and just because they say on their platform and stuff that if you don't have the proper training, you won't last one day, big boy. You won't last one day, fat boy. You won't last one day, hillbilly. Let me tell you something. I would take hillbillies any day. I would take good country folk any day. Good city folk who isn't full of pride, who is willing to learn any day. I would take any red-blooded American any day over somebody who is full of themselves, got all the coolest gear in the world. I just take the regular folk any day. And I'll tell you, they can come with their AR-15. You see this, folks? I've showed this rifle before. This rifle is a single shot 22. Now, I know men that can light matches with this rifle. This is a Winchester 67. It is a very, very old gun. Very nice gun, very good gun. This was actually my first rifle. Handed down. A man from the sticks with this one little rifle could take on the most elite tactical dude in the world. Let me take you to my back door. So here's a good place to start, folks. As you can see, thick brush everywhere. And then you see this right here. This is a very good hunting spot. It's a very good hunting property. It is a lot of wildlife in this area. Most of these folks that will continue to put you down and to tell you you can't survive or you wouldn't last a day in what's coming, most of them are used to this right here. Now, I keep this mowed down. I keep it clean because it's quieter. It gets me to where I want to go without getting wet from the early dew. And it basically keeps ticks, snakes, and other bugs from getting on you when you're walking the trailhead. Now you see those white blooms? That's what you call blackberries. And this whole property is full of them as far as the eyes can see. Now most of these cool tactical dudes that's had all kinds of training, well, let's see. If there was a band of, let's call them patriot hillbillies, over there, over that horizon, and this is the only way that they had to get to that band of patriot hillbillies, they're gonna walk this trail. Just like the deer, just like the turkey, just like anybody else would. Because I'm going to tell you something, folks. You couldn't set a coon dog, rabbit dog, or anything else through this right here, or you're going to start to hear a squeal. And when you start to hear that squeal, you basically just realized that you're fixing to have to go cut your dog out of a briar patch. You see, most folks don't even realize this. But just like always, somebody's got to be the bearer of bad news that all your tactical gear ain't going to save you in this type of situation. This right here is nothing but thorns. And it goes all the way up. It's like a wall of thorns. But notice I'm still on my mowed path. Well, folks, you can have the AR-15s. You can have the AKs. You can have any type of firearm you want. It's not going to matter. Because if I didn't have this mowed down, we'd basically have to drive the tractor through here just to get over it. Not to mention all the dadgum copperheads and all the sea ticks and everything else that's embedded in this whole field of blackberries. Now, if somebody did try to walk through that to get to you and your group on the other side, you're going to be able to hear them a mile away. Believe me. Believe me, because the stickers on this hurts. I mean, that's about the easiest way I can tell you. But like I was saying about that 22 rifle, so they're gonna come and they'll come walking, and they're gonna be all crouched down and being real quiet in this nice mowed path, and then they're just gonna keep on coming, and they'll get out here to where the opens up into a nice little field, and there can be somebody standing over there in that tree line in just a Carhartt jacket and a flannel shirt, and they would never see them. And then that little old 22 rifle, well, guess what? The bad guy just lost his life to a shot to the head. And now all these old patriotic hillbillies just has every tactical equipment that that man had. But no, old patriotic hillbillies ain't got a chance in this type of warfare. It's an amazing thought. I hope this stimulates some thought out there in the world, because it's not just going to be a plain open battlefield that people are going to be fighting in. It's going to be in stuff like this, that if you ain't never dealt with it, if you ain't never been out in it, if you ain't never cut your dog from being tangled up in this mess, you're about to have a rude awakening. So yeah, I'll take regular folk, regular hillbillies, just regular people any day over the most tactical guy out there. Now, I hope that brings a little light to a little different perspective than what you would get on anybody else's channel. If you have an AR-15 and you have an AK-47 and that type of rifles, as I do, a lot of people have them these days. They're easy to come by. They're great tools for the job. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But there's absolutely nothing wrong if somebody can't afford that type of rifle and all they have is their little single shot 410 or their pump 410 or single shot 22 or anything like that. If all they got's a deer rifle, then that's okay too. I just hope folks actually realize that. And if all they know how to do is squirrel hunt or deer hunt or turkey hunt or anything like that, it's okay. Because something's better than nothing. Something's a whole lot better than nothing these days, folks. And I salute everyone out there who actually tries to do something to get ready for what's coming.